That was a great demonstration. It was very interesting. We learned a lot, and we got to see you throw around. Actually, someone who could actually be a assailant on the street. What are some of the key rules as far as, I guess, some tips for people who get involved with an altercation on the street and so forth?
I would say don't panic.
Okay.
Remember to breathe. You have to have your head about you. You can be scared to death. You don't let the opponent know that. Don't forget to breathe and think. If you go to class and you do learn a few things, have them in your mind.
And prepare a kind of strategy in your head.
Exactly. Especially to women, they'll go out in the parking lot in the middle of the night, just walk to the car and expect to have nothing happen, but something could happen. So you should think about the things before they happen.
The potential dangers,
Yes, have your keys in your hand. Don't park at the far end of the parking lot. Be under a light.
Be smart
like
about
that.
it. Yeah.
If you have to go shopping at night. If there's a security man there, make sure he's standing by the door. He may think that you're panicking and think this woman's crazy, but let him think that.
Exactly.
Let him think that. He's there, and the odds against somebody seeing that a security guard's at the door and watching you walk to your car, the odds are better for you.
Yeah.
So let him think you're crazy.
And you want that because, like you said, it's gonna make you safer. It's gonna perceive. Somebody's got the perception that, you know, maybe I shouldn't go near this person, even though she might look weak or maybe she might be pretty or whatever it may be. It might not be worth it if you give that perception that, hey, don't mess with me. Be a little crazy, maybe do crazy things, you know, hold your cheese in your hand or stay near the security guard. Those type of things will ward off somebody, I guess, a lot of times.
Well, no one likes a crazy person. I used to live in the city, and I can remember you walk down the street, you see a man sitting on the edge of the sidewalk with a bottle of wine, and you don't walk right by that man, you walk around that man, and then you go.
Yeah, don't challenge anything. That's what it basically comes down to, I guess, right? Don't try to be the macho person and think that because you know the art that it's going to come to you like that and things are going to happen for you, and it doesn't happen like that, does it?
No, it definitely doesn't. It takes a lot of practice. You can go to 1, 2, 3 classes and you'll pick up something. You'll remember something. But without the practice and going every week, it's just not going to happen naturally. You're going to have to think about it. It just doesn't happen that way.
It's a kind of a state of mind you have to put yourself into. Not that you're making yourself a brutal fighter, but you're putting yourself in kind of like that training mode that this will eventually become instinctive, I guess, right?
It'll become natural. You don't think to breathe. You won't think to defend. It will be a natural thing where it just happens. Somebody grabs you and you react, and that's it.
Okay, and being a representative of FUMA, this is something that you practice and you preach and you try to get out to those people who can't even either afford to take a class. You try to do seminars and you spread the word that way for the children.
We do seminars. We go to the schools. I work with the local police departments on their DARE program. And we talk to the children about not answering the door if your parents aren't home. Don't ever let
Key rule.
Don't let a stranger in. Peek out the window. Who is it? And what is a stranger? If you ask children, if there was a man that told you he lost his puppy, would you help find him? The children will say, no. They'll say no. If you tell them, well, there's a woman who has a kitten, and she lost her kitten, would you help her find the kitten? Do you know half the children said yes?
That's a perception.
Because it's a woman, and because it's a kitten, they felt that...
Less threatening?
Well, they didn't feel a kitten was smart enough to find its way home. So you have to mention these things to children. A stranger can be a man or a woman.
Yeah, there's no
exactly.
typecast, stereotyping or
gender,
splicing. It's just it could be a man, a woman, it could be another child or a teenager, for that fact also.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of kids trust other kids. They think something is good. Oh, maybe this is a friend or something, and next thing you know, it's not. So it's very deceiving. These type of stuff, and I realize you're trying to get funding as well. You're trying to create more and more awareness, I guess, in your area for the type of things you're doing, especially with the school systems.
Exactly. The local governments have funding for programs for children, for victims of domestic violence, children, adults, man, woman. If you've been raped, they have funding for these programs. The problem is There are no programs. There are very few. You can go to
It's a
counseling.
catch-22, right?
You can go to counseling. You can talk about what happened. But it should go a little bit more than talking about what happened. What are you going to do about it so it doesn't happen again to you?
Right.
How are you going to protect your children? How are they going to protect themselves?
It's a lot of people don't realize that all these things are at their fingertips, and there are people like yourself who offer free instruction, who offer a lot of seminars. You go around and you preach all this, and a lot of people don't take advantage of it, and then you kind of wonder why, because it's useful. If anything, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to help you in any way.
I think people don't take advantage of it because they picture a karate school and walking in and kicks and punches flying, and a woman won't walk into that. She can't understand why a man walks into that.
Right.
She doesn't want to fight. She just wants to know some self-defense techniques.
Something that'll be useful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she won't walk in. So you have to go to them. If you're a good teacher, you will go and find the people that really need the help.
And try to explain to them.
A lot of times, one of my very first classes, about 5 years ago, a couple big guys came in, and they saw that it was me teaching, and not that it was me, it's because I was a woman, and they're
Right.
like, what are you going to teach me? Nothing if you don't want to learn. That's
a good
number
answer.
one.
That's a good
Nothing
answer.
if you don't want to learn. But if you do want to learn something, change in. They had gis with them. I said, change into your uniform and come out on the mat, and I'll work with you. Well, they didn't stay, so I don't know what the ending of the story would have been if they had stayed.
Do your male students take to you at first? Did they kind of take a step back, and then now obviously they realize the potential that you
Yeah,
have?
oh yeah. There's been seminars I've gone to, and I'm sure that it's because I'm a woman. They're like, well, how'd I get stuck with her? Which is fine with me. That means that I can throw them all over the mat, and I can do anything that I feel like it. And they're not learning anything. And about 5 minutes go by, and they get this attitude. That's enough of this. If she can do it, I can do it. And then we get over that. It's a hump. It's a little
Yeah.
hump. You have to get over that.
I guess
But I understand it.
It's the same for male teachers. I mean, I've taught myself for a long time, and women get the same way. They feel intimidated learning from a man sometimes, and you kind of have to make them feel like, there's no special privileges. Every martial arts is for
Exactly.
anybody, and it's taught the same to everybody. There's not a women's martial arts and a man's martial arts and a child's martial arts.
No, there's
more
not.
than that, and it's great that you've brought that to light. And hopefully with all the demonstrations we
Well, there's
took care of
another
that.
thing. With the women's self-defense classes, even though it's called a women's self-defense class,
Right.
it's exactly the same thing that I show the men.
And that's important.
It is.
Okay, great.
Self-defense is self-defense, men or women.
Well, we've learned a lot here today. We're out of time, but this is great. I mean, we learned a lot of new stuff, and of course, I'd love to have you back because a person with all your information would definitely be useful and helpful on future shows to let people know more about this. When we get back, and hopefully it'll be not too long, we'll have you back on the show, and we'll go over some more of this interesting topics and so forth. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Kickback.